Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam258. As you may remember, the sons of Kubera were getting a lesson from Narada. As for you both, you're drunk with the nectar by name Varuni. You've lost your power of reasoning because you're drunk with the power of your wealth. You do not have your senses under control. You do not even conform to the rules of common etiquette, that you should behave with decorum in the presence of sadhus like me. You are the sons of Kubera. Since you're full of tamas and irreverence, you will be born as a couple of trees on earth. You will remember your previous birth and wait with impatience for your deliverance. When you will be born, there will also be born the Lord of Lords, Narayana, and he will deliver you from the earthly imprisonment, and he will also cure you of your arrogance, which has been your undoing. After cursing them, Narada went on his way, and the two sons of Kubera were twin trees growing in Gokul. Krishna decided that the time had come when the two brothers should have their deliverance, and so he went between the trees and made them fall on the ground. Hearing the loud noise, the inmates of all the houses, and also Yashoda, rushed out to see what had been happening. When she saw that her son had just escaped being crushed by the two huge trees, poor Yashoda was overcome with remorse for having tied up her son to the mortar. Quickly she untied the knots which bound him to the mortar, not knowing that he was the one who can untie the knots of karma and lead you to moksha. When they were wondering about how the trees fell and how miraculously the child was saved from certain death, some children who were playing nearby said, "This Krishna crawled out of the house with the mortar trailing behind him. He was the one who went between the trees, and the trees fell only after that. We also saw two men who looked like they were made of light, and they spoke to Krishna. He spoke to them too, and then they rose up into the air and into the sky like birds of fire." No one, however, believed the words of the children. They said to themselves, "It is an impossible thing to have happened. How can a small child like Krishna fell two trees at the same time?" The falling of the trees and Krishna's coming out must have been so close to each other that it must have seemed to these children as though Krishna did it. As for the men of light, as they put it, here they hid a smile as if to say, after all, children are gifted with imagination. They must have thought up the strange sight to make their story more convincing. So ended the Shapa Vimochana of the two Gandharva princes, Nala Kubera and Manigriva. 161. Krishna, the life and soul of Gokul. Krishna was a great favorite of the gopis. He would spend all his time in their houses. He would dance to please them when they asked him to. They would clap their hands, and he would turn round and round on his heels like a top. And they would all look at his flying hair and lovely necklaces falling on his tiny chest, and they would hug him. He would then smile at them and entertain them with his singing. Suddenly one of the gopis would say, "Krishna, go there and bring that pot or vessel or churner for me." Krishna would rush to obey her bidding, and clasping the object in his hands, he would pretend as though it was too heavy for him, and that he was straining under its immense weight. Laying it on the ground, he would shake his arms as if to shake off the fatigue caused by the task. Krishna and Rama would spend hours together, playing around in the mud, and would never listen to their mothers calling out to them, asking them to come in and have their food. One day Rohini called out to Krishna and then to Rama, "Look, you are both so soiled with mud, in which you have been playing for so long. Come inside." Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.